Right, let's unpack this. We're jumping into a stack of sources today, all focused on one of the biggest shifts happening right now, how artificial intelligence is fundamentally reshaping jobs, industries, too.
Yeah, and our mission in this deep dive is basically to give you that shortcut. We want to cut through the noise and all this material, get you straight to the most important knowledge, the key insights on this topic, because it's moving so fast.
Right, and the core idea, it's coming through really loud and clear in these sources. This isn't just, typical automation like we've seen before. The argument is AI, especially generative AI, is fundamentally reordering the labor market.
And why is that?
Well, because it's targeting different things. Cognitive tasks, creative stuff, non-routine work, the kind of things often done by white-collar professionals. That's different from past tech shifts that mostly hit manual labor first.
Mm-hmm. And what's fascinating, I think, is how immediate this feels now, how personal.
Yeah.
It directly impacts the actual structure of work, right? The value placed on your skills, potential career paths. It's not abstract theory anymore.
So how does this actually play out? In different industries, I mean. The sources describe it as, well, a kind of double-edged sword. On one hand, AI is this powerful engine for productivity. Get this. Industries with high AI exposure, they show 3 times higher revenue growth per employee.
Wow. Okay, that's a massive efficiency gain. But that obviously brings pretty profound challenges to existing jobs.
Right.
And if we connect that to the bigger picture, the really crucial distinction these sources make isn't just about job replacement, AI doing a task instead of a person. It's also, maybe even more importantly, about job transformation, how AI augments human capabilities.
Exactly. It automates the routine stuff, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But it often makes the complex human roles, well, more powerful. How do the sources show this? Let's look at financial services, for instance. AI is automating things like data entry, maybe basic accounting checks, streamlining tasks for loan officers, underwriters.
Oh, the more repetitive part.
Yeah. But it's described as augmenting the financial analyst role, freeing them up for, higher level strategy. And you see new roles popping up, like AI-powered quantitative analysts.
Interesting. And how does that compare to, say, the creative industries? That feels very different.
Well, the sources highlight AI's new ability there to generate articles, images, music, which could potentially displace maybe content writers or basic graphic designers doing routine work. But they're also quick to point out it's becoming this powerful tool for augmentation, too, enabling totally new roles, things like AI artists or prompt engineers, people who guide the AI.
Yeah, that makes sense. And this shift, it's definitely not limited. The sources flag healthcare, manufacturing, logistics, tech, customer service. It's hitting hard across the board. It really feels like a widespread re-architecting of work itself.
So that brings up a really important question for, the individual worker. What does this look like on the ground? The sources point to roles with high automation potential, often those white-collar routine service jobs you mentioned earlier, like administrative assistants.
Yeah, or customer service reps.
Mm-hmm.
Even some tasks traditionally done by junior professionals. Think finance, law, basic document review, maybe.
But here's where it gets really interesting, I think, because while some roles might decline, totally new professions are emerging fast. The sources highlight growth in roles building the AI itself, AML engineers, data scientists.
Like the core tech shots.
And also integrating it, AI integration specialists, training it, prompting it effectively, prompt engineers, AI chatbot trainers, and even governing it. Roles like AI ethicists, AI model auditors are appearing.
But there's a potential challenge flagged in the sources. They call it the hollowing out problem.
Hollowing out.
Yeah. The idea is that AI is automating some of those foundational entry-level tasks, reviewing endless documents, writing basic code snippets, stuff that historically served as the training ground for junior professionals.
Ah, okay. So it could make it harder to get that foundational experience needed for senior roles, breaking traditional career ladders, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. It disrupts that learning curve.
And the economic reality, it reflects this shift pretty starkly. There's a significant AI skills premium. The sources indicate workers with AI skills can command a wage premium up to 56%.
56%? Wow.
Yeah. And one analysis even suggests this premium is higher now than having a master's degree.
Okay, that's huge. And clearly contributes to wage polarization.
Definitely.
Which just underscores this critical need driven by the sheer pace of change. The sources state skills needed for AI jobs, they change 66% faster than for non-AI jobs.
66% faster.
Yeah. So it isn't just about learning AI once. It's about continuous, lifelong learning. focusing on technical AI understanding, sure, but also those critical human skills. Critical thinking, creativity, complex problem solving, ethical reasoning, stuff AI doesn't replicate well, at least not yet.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this deep dive up. The sources paint a pretty clear picture, right? AI is fundamentally changing work. It's displacing some jobs, yes, but it's also augmenting others and creating entirely new ones.
It's driving real economic opportunity, no doubt. But it's also potentially widening those skills gaps and income disparities we talked about.
And this isn't some far-off future trend. It's happening right now. It requires you, the listener, to really think differently about your own skills, your career path.
And the absolute necessity of continuous learning. You just can't stand still.
So here's a final thought to leave you with, building on all this. If AI is taking over those entry points, the routine tasks in many professions, and it's pushing workers maybe earlier in their careers to focus on higher level judgment, on problem solving, what does that actually mean for how you need to plan your learning, how you gain experience going forward?
Yeah, how do you build that essential foundation when the traditional grunt work, those training wheels, are increasingly being automated away?
Something definitely worth thinking about.